Hi, we're so excited that you're joining us for our series on the Apostles' Creed, and I am so excited for the one that I get to share with you this time. Last week, we left it at kind of a pretty awful place and a very sad place, talking about Jesus dying and being buried. And the line just ended there. And we were thinking a little bit about how sometimes our hopes just seem like they end and they're dead and they're buried, and that's it. But this week's line is about what happened next, because Jesus dying and being buried isn't the end of the story. The next line in the Apostles' Creed says, "On the third day, he rose again." Jesus came back to life. That's crazy, right? Have you ever known someone who was dead who came back to life? You might think, Miss Hannah, that's pretty hard to believe. And that's exactly what his disciples who followed him thought too. When they first heard that he had come back to life, they were like, you must be crazy. We don't believe it. And they ran to where he had been buried to see for themselves. And they found that his body was gone. Of course, if it had just been because his body was gone, they wouldn't really have proof that he was alive again, right? But you know what? They saw him. He came and hung out with them and talked to them and ate meals with them. And he wasn't just a ghost. They could touch him. He was eating food. And his disciples, even the ones who were the most skeptical and who really were afraid that it was a trick, found that it was true. Jesus had come back to life. This is good news for us for a lot of reasons. One, because the resurrection showed that Jesus really was who he said he was. He wasn't just a teacher who was making up stuff about loving your neighbor and then who died and stayed dead like everyone else. He was the actual Son of God, able to beat even death, which is something that no other person could do. So, it's good news because it means Jesus is who he said he was. It's good news for us because we can't stop death on our own. Eventually, everyone we know will die. We will die. But because of what Jesus did, we are able to have hope that we will also be able to rise after death. And this isn't just hope like a nice wish. This is hope in something that we know is true, because we've already seen that Jesus was able to come back from the dead. 3. And this is a question I'm going to leave you with to think about. Is there anything in your life that you feel like you've given up on because you really wanted it and you hoped for it, and then your hopes got shattered and crushed and it seemed like they're just dead forever? Pray about those things to God, because God loves taking things that seem like they are completely broken and dead and can never be redeemed and bringing them back to life and giving them a life and a purpose that's better than anything that we could have dreamed of. And it's really exciting to watch out for where God is doing that in your life and in the lives of your family and your friends, and to pray that he would do those things even when we can't imagine how it would happen. That's all for this week. We love you guys and we're praying for you. Feel free to leave us a comment or send us a message if there's anything specific that we can do for you or that we can be praying about for you. Take care, guys.